When I was 8, my teachers labeled me militant. Can you believe that? Yeah, they labeled me militant. I had decided to read this book called A Woman Named Moses. And it's a biographical fiction on Harriet Tubman. I found it in my parents' office and I read it the entire weekend. Let me tell you, that book shattered the paradigm of my thinking altogether. When I was done reading that book, I remember going to my mom and I explained to her how upset I was and reading this story about Harriet Tubman. On one hand, Harriet Tubman was my light. The intention she had, the focus she had, the power she exhibited, the commitment she had, like all of that. But then this other side of this thing called slavery, I was like, are you telling me this actually happened here, right here, mommy, in the United States? And she said yes. And so I did a book report on it and I was presenting it to my class. And in the midst of my book report, actually not even the midst, like kind of like right in the beginning of my book report, my teacher said, okay, enough. You got an A. Have a seat, Ashe. You got an A. And I said, I'm not done yet. She goes, no. It's good. It's excellent. We can tell it's great. You brought up some great points. So you can have a seat. And actually, I'm not only going to give you an A, I'm going to give you an A+. And so later on, when my mom picked me up, she said, how did your book report go? And I said, well, the teacher didn't let me finish. And when I tell you that atmosphere changed in the car, the atmosphere changed in the car. I know when my mom was not happy. She didn't say nothing else. She just said, okay. We got up early that next morning. We went to the school. And let me tell you, yes, they never interrupted me again from doing my book reports. But I did. They labeled me. They thought they quietly labeled me militant. Because after reading about this powerful leader, visionary, catalyst, Harriet Tubman, I couldn't go back to just reading Beverly Cleary and Judy Blume and all of that. And so I dug into Toni Morrison. I dug into Richard Wright. I dug into Zora Neale Hurston. And so the teachers were uncomfortable and they just really wanted to shut me down. I was calling out the truth as an 8-year-old in 4th grade. I was the one labeled militant. And it reminded me about what I've been sharing about the word burnout. We have to be the truth tellers of our own experience. We cannot allow anyone to diminish our experience, to minimize our experience, to sanitize our experience, or to erase what it is that we go through.